Hey there, Cancer Sun, Cancer Moon, Cancer Rising. It's Maggie from Moon Directed. Welcome to my channel. Here we work with the energy of the moon to see how we can best utilize it to move our life forward in the most positive way possible. I want to take a moment to thank you so much for your likes, your shares, your comments, for subscribing. I have this coming up on Thursday is my 1-year anniversary of being on YouTube, and I have over 1,700 subscribers, and I couldn't do that without your support and your help. And I'm just thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And I wanted to kind of celebrate, and so I'm going to have an event on Thursday night. I will go through all of the signs pretty quickly. We will pull some cards of the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine, and then I will take questions and I will answer them to the best of my ability live. So if you want to leave me a question below in the comments in case you can't be there for the live, because I will have it come up on YouTube and you can watch it later, or you could show up and ask me your questions. That would be great. I would love to have a lot of people there so I'm not just like talking to myself. That would be excellent. And oh, no. I don't like your week. Okay, so be sure to hit the notification bell if you're a subscriber, and you'll be reminded that I'm going live at 9 o'clock on Thursday. So, Cancer. Okay. I'm going to pull another card. This card is going to be, what should you do about this situation that I'm seeing right here, okay? So how should Cancer handle this situation? Attitude. It's going to be your attitude this week, Cancer. It's always attitude, though, I have to tell you. It's always attitude. Okay, so what we have going on here is we have the Devil card. Okay, the Devil card in itself doesn't so much bother me. The Devil card is about, control. It is about someone else controlling you, you not having enough control of yourself. It is about choices and decisions. But whatever this one is, you have a lot of regret around it. So, first thing I just heard was don't drink and drive this week. I don't know if you can avoid that. Don't be drinking and driving this week. So what I've noticed about these cards for the overall energy this week has been more like what you're thinking about and where you're going from here. And so it could be that you've been in a situation where you were out of control and you have a lot of regret about it, and you're trying to figure out what the next steps are. And so you could already be in this energy. And this is how you work your way through it this week, is because Scorpio season is all about that death and that rebirth process. And this looks like a death and a rebirth process. This also looks to me like somebody has lost a loved one, and maybe you lost someone because of drinking and driving. And if so, I'm really sorry for your loss. And that is some of you. I can feel that. Okay, or it's an anniversary of that. Something is stirring this up because Mercury in retrograde will go in and stir something up. So it could be something from the past, a loss from something in the past. For instance, on Cancer. I've had a lot of Cancer going on with the Cancer. Sun, Venus, Mercury, North Node, and this morning I woke up and I'm like, oh my gosh, and I was so mad about something that had happened in the past with regards to one of my kids. It was really a little stressed out about it. What was wrong with me? Like, I've already dealt with this. Like, I was so dealt with it, right? And then I started thinking about where the planets were and what they were doing. I'm like, oh, okay. All right. Yeah, never mind. And so I just was able to let it go. And so when I asked for what you should do for advice, we have the 9 of Cups and the 4 of Wands. And so when I see this, this is 3 spilled cups, right? And here you have 9 full cups. And so I think it's all about focusing on the good stuff and the stability and the joy and the happiness that you are in the process of creating. And that stuff that's getting stirred up because we've got, just so many planetary aspects. I'm not even going to get into it because this is a moon channel. So many things going on that's stirring up everything, and this death and rebirth, and we've got Mercury in retrograde, and then we got Pluto and Saturn doing their things, and there's just so many things. It's like a big melting pot of stuff. And so pick your attitude. That is your best defense. Don't let yourself get sunk down into depression or negative thinking about something you can't do anything about. If you're currently going through a current situation, if this isn't stuff that's being dredged up, try to focus on whatever positive you can. Also turn to your family for support, a supportive community. But so if you have to, in your calendar, in your diary, whatever it is you write, whatever, start a journal. Every day try to write down something good that happened. If that's what it takes to help you work through this, if you need to seek professional help, seek professional help. That moon starts out this week. It starts out in Aquarius. And with Aquarius, it's about this creative problem-solving energy. It is about assessing and discerning our way through a process. This is using your intuition. This is creative out-of-the-box thinking. And so whatever the situation is, it's going to call for some kind of a creative solution. You're going to need to do your assessment. But this is the energy of transformation. This is in the house of long-distance travel, higher education, research, and then we get into your career over the weekend. And so there's a situation that, where you feel like you regret having taken a job because your boss is the devil. It could be something like that. There's something in your life that's transforming, though. And it's your attitude that's going to choose the way you go. All right, we have here hold space. So, holding space. Hang on to your dream, even if you can't get there right now, okay? Holding space. Holding space is also something we do for someone else. If someone you know is going through a situation and you need to be the support system, holding space is sometimes just sitting there and listening. I went through a really terrible time in my life, and I had a friend that I would stop by almost every day and say, can we go for a walk? And she would just drop whatever she was doing and say yes. And we'd walk. And then we would talk about, the birds up in the trees, or what was going on in her life. And sometimes we didn't talk at all. She just held space for me. I needed someone to be there for me, but I couldn't talk about what was happening with me. So you might need to do that for someone else. You might need someone to do that for you. You might need to do that for yourself. Hold that space. Take charge with authority. Take charge with authority. Your attitude. It's the key. And we have retreat and recharge. Okay. If you need downtime, you take the downtime. If you need to get out there and interact with the world, don't interact like you're a mouse. Be the lion, right? Take charge with authority, but hold space for yourself. If you need time, space to yourself, healthy boundaries, create them, because when that moon moves into Pisces, it's all about making a choice and a decision, and it is about healthy boundaries, and it is about releasing fears, and it is about creating some safe space for yourself. So this is Wednesday and Thursday, and there's going to be a deep dive into emotional situation this week for you, and it's going to turn up some stuff. So allow yourself space to go through this, and do not hide from your feelings. Do not push them off to the side. In fact, create some space to say, okay, you know what? I have to go to work today, and I got to take this, and I got to take care of the kids, so I have to do all these things. So I'm going to get up a half hour early so I can get in the shower and I can start my day at a pace that works for me. create some space for yourself, some downtime, and build it into your day. And if that means you have to get up a half hour early, if at the end of the day you're like, okay, well, the kids are fed, the dog's been let out, whatever has to be done for the day, light some candles and go take a nice saltwater bath. Salt water helps to pull the negative energy off of your body. And so go and create some space for yourself. But during the day when you're dealing with that day-to-day stuff, be large and in charge. Don't be moping your way through the day, but allow the space for the downtime. You deserve it. You need it. It feels like a real need right now. It's like, okay, so today was rough going for me, and I'm like, I got to do these videos. And I started them much later in the day than usual, and I'm like, well, we're going to make them short. And I took a nap before I started, and I recharged. I ate something really good and healthy for myself. I've tried to drink plenty of water today, so do the healthy things for yourself. I needed the downtime. I took it, and I'm actually doing really good right now. So it was just the energy, and I decided I wasn't going to deal with this. And look at you, Phoenix rising from the ashes. It's your attitude. You get to pick it. There's something that needs to be worked through. Definitely. So create the space to do it in. When you're out there interacting with the world, don't let them, don't be the rain cloud in everybody else's life. It's a lot easier. It's a lot easier than having to explain why you're not. When you're having a bad day, I'm sure you know this, Cancer, right? When you're having a bad day, it's a lot easier to put on a smile and go out there and just handle the day than having to take the time to explain to people and then get down into the crap and the murk of everything that's going on. It's easier to go home and journal about it in your quiet space. Take a long shower. Go for a swim at the local pool. Whatever it takes to help, relieve some of that pain and that anxiety. Friday, the moon is going to move at 6:49 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time into Aries. And there is going to be this desire to push forward, to win at all costs. There's like this need for this willpower and this focus. And like, I've got to take some action. And I just want to caution you not to be running too hard too fast. It is not a win at all cost time. This is a time to really discern and find your way through a situation. And here it says discovering truth. You stand in the light of truth. And this is your truth. This isn't someone else's truth. Nobody gets to decide what your truth is but you. And so you have to create space to allow yourself the time to figure out what this is. And then once you know what it is, then you stand in it. We take up however much space that we want to in this world, and you'll notice some people kind of sink into themselves and they hide in the corner. They're not standing in their truth. Don't do that. This is my space. This is my 18 inches, right? This is my space bubble. I own the space. And when I'm in the space and you hold your head up and your chest out and you're like, I'm large and in charge. I have authority. I'm in charge of this space. I have healthy boundaries. You just stay out of my space, right? And in the space, you create private space for yourself. It's your space. Take charge of it. What is your truth? This is a week to figure out what your truth is. There's some situation that there seems to be some sadness, some regret, it feels like addictive issues. You could be addicted to being, it could be like a chemical addiction, but you could be addicted to an attitude to a situation. It seems like this comes up all the time. Mercury retrograde and in Scorpio, yeah. But you're the phoenix rising from the ashes. You get to pick and choose who you are and what you're going to do and where your power is. And you get to write the script of your own life. Write a happy one. right one where you have emotional satisfaction of the Nine of Cups, the stability and the warmth and the lovingness that you want, and of the Four of Wands. You get to write your own story. Write the one that is your truth. Be who you want to be. Oh my gosh. So, Cancer, I love it when we get these cards. I just do. So, you have Sin, build your confidence, and Turquoise, awaken your empathy. And I want to say the empathy that you need to awaken is your empathy for yourself. Focus on what you need this week. Yeah, you're going to have to keep up with your responsibilities. It's really hard to take time out of life. If you can, that's excellent. But probably not. So where's your truth? What's important to you? Make a list. Prioritize. In your confidence, setting your healthy boundaries, being an authority, and this might be at work. You're a phoenix rising from the ashes. Don't forget that. All right, I'll see you back here Thursday, I hope. I really do. But if not, leave me a question so I can, answer it, and then I'll put it up for you. And you take care. Create your own space, right? It's your space. Own it, right? I'll talk to you soon. Take care.